A lot of the snoots on Beacon Hill like to tell you that their ancestors came over with the Pilgrims. But this didn't happen to us Kellers. We came over with the Red Sox. My grandpa's name was Tris Speaker Keller, after the 1907 outfielder they called the Gray Eagle. My dad's name is Theodore Williams Keller, world-famous slugger with Tude in 1940-something. And I even have an Aunt Babe and an Aunt Ruth. This was a lucky coincidence. They met 38 years ago at a Bobby Kennedy rally in Rockport, and they've been together ever since. Aunt Babe swears they would have fallen in love even if Aunt Ruth's name had been Sheba. But I'm not so sure. Pop couldn't decide whether to call me Rico Petrocelli or Freddie Lynn. But Uncle Yaz had twins that year and beat him to it. That's how I wound up Anthony Conigliaro Keller, another snarly batting champ who got zapped in the face with a fastball in 1967, which somehow turned him into a hero. And the only one who's allowed to call me Tony C is my dad, because I'm the only one who gets to call him Teddy Ballgame. To everybody else, I'm just TC. Except to my brother Augie, who calls me Tick. I should probably explain the brother thing, except I don't really remember how it happened. We were in first grade, the Red Sox were in fourth place, and I had a brand new hole in my heart from losing my mother. But even though Augie and I had never talked to each other before, he was the only one who knew what to say and how to say it. Everybody else thought they could get away with blowing smoke up my ass about guardian angels and eternal paradise, like my mother had gone on a princess cruise. Pretty soon, we were taking make-believe trips to the planet Twilo and losing our thumbs to alien walnuts, and that's when I knew for sure that I wouldn't be sad forever. Well, anybody who can pull off something like that for you isn't just a best friend. That's brother territory. So Augie told his mom and dad that they had a new son, and I told Pop the same thing. Screw biology. Mama died when I was 6. She was the one who taught me to believe in magic, but not by reading me books like The Silver Sorceress of Oz or Brothers Grimm. She proved it instead. Right after my 3rd birthday, we went to Derry, New Hampshire for her cousin's wedding, and before we left, they gave me a purple balloon that said, "Congratulations, Bobby and Penny," on it. Mama's half of the family all has normal names. Well, when you're 3, you just know that a purple balloon is pretty much the biggest thing that's ever going to happen to you, especially when you let go of it on the way back to Brookline and it flies out the window of your Subaru. My mother finally got me to stop crying by promising that my purple balloon was flying all over Boston looking for me, and that if I watched the sky long enough, it'd see me and come home. So Pop and I stood in the backyard, looking straight up for 2 hours, waiting for it to zero in for a landing. But no snap. Then, all of a sudden, from inside the house, I heard Mama calling out, "TC, come quick, look who's here." And damn if my purple balloon wasn't bobbing up and down against the ceiling of our front porch. I was 10 before I figured out that she drove all the way back to Derry, New Hampshire, just to get me another one. So except for my brother Augie, who lives in the Kennedy half of Brookline, it's just me and Teddy Ballgame and our 8-year-old spaniel named Knee-High. Usually, Pop wakes me up at 6 o'clock every morning and we put on our sweats. Then we bike over to BU and run along the Charles River up to the Lowell Tower and back. And on the way home, I give him a 60-second head start, which he says is never enough because I always catch up to him at Dunster House. Not that it really matters, since Knee-High beats both of us back to our bikes anyway. Boston University is Pop's old hangout. He played football and baseball there, and he still looks enough like Joe Montana that once in a while, people ask him for Joe's autograph, usually around Super Bowl weekend. So he gives it to them. My dad's easy, even if he's never heard of Stevie Nicks, Justin Timberlake, or Avi Vinokur. That was my life until 9th grade, my most excellent year. And then I got drop-kicked by a 6-year-old kid and the girl of my dreams.